Right guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to go over 5 things that will improve your beats instantly. So I've been making beats for a while, and at the beginning they really wasn't too good. And now over the years, I've made a living for a while selling beats, and I've got various placements with artists. So I'd like to say my beats have got a little bit better. So in today's video, I'm going to run through 5 things that I think if I did at the beginning would have saved me years of terrible beats. So yeah, hopefully we're going to fast track you to making Drake level beats. And yeah, I mean, in 2022, there's no excuse for making terrible beats. So that is going to be today's video. If you're new here, follow my Instagram, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get to 7,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so please help me. And yeah, that's going to be the video. Let's get into it. Right, so I've made a bit of a list. There they are. So the first thing is going to be better sounds equals better beats. So this is a super important one, as this makes the whole beat not only sound better, but it actually saves you a lot of time of doing a lot of EQ and things like that. So we've got a beat here. So yeah, as you can hear, that beat when it comes in really hits, and that is pretty much not down to any like magic EQ or magic plugin that I've got on. It's literally down to the sounds. So yeah, if you look at some of the things I've got on this beat, it's very basic. On the 808, I've literally got no EQ, absolutely nothing, and that is the same with the kick. So the kick and the 808 are literally the things that make it hit, and they're completely dry. So if I just get a random kick, let's say a booming kick, that just sounds awful. Then if we go back to what was on, and yeah, that is literally down to sound selection. So the hi-hats, I've got nothing on. Clap, I've got nothing on. 808 kick, nothing. And on the melody, we just rolled off this EQ, which you should be doing anyway on pretty much all your melodies. And I've just got this Ozone Imager on, which is a free imaging plugin. I know before I was doing some crazy EQs on like 808s. I was like doing all this to make the 808 hit. But it really shouldn't be that hard. Once you've got a good 808 and kick, sometimes the BPM can sort of throw it off a little bit. So what you can do is, I put my kick in this quick sampler, is you can just pull this attack and release, and that'll just sort of like match them up. So that sounds a little better for that. So number 2 is going to be improve your melodies. So let's change this to something else. So melodies is probably going to be one of the hardest things when you come to making beats, as this takes into a lot of account the VSTs you have, how good you are actually using MIDI. So just starting from scratch, I would always use a scale like this. So you can just pull these in and just stick to these scales. So what I always do is start with a bass line. So we're going to start on this C, and we're just going to start clicking a bass line. So now we've got this, it's very easy to make melodies from here. We can just miss out one of these scale notes, so miss and miss, and just do it on these ones. So now you'd have this. Which is meh. So from here you can do a lot of things to sort of make it more unique. For example, we're going to highlight these middle ones and pitch them all up. So now you got some nicer chords. Now you can just experiment, and you can just pull some of these in. So for example, we're just gonna So that is stage number 1. So I'm gonna pitch this down a little bit. So now you got them good melody parts, you can sort of add some top notes. So as long as you're sticking to this scale, they're gonna sound good. Pretty good for that. So we've gone over chords, then a counter melody, and the last thing we need is sort of some like lead on top. So I sort of break this down into them 3 layers. So that is a really good way of making melodies. I'd say stick to a scale, make some basic chords, add some counter melody, and then add a lead on top. That is literally the 3 layers we've got here, and you've got a good beat. So tip number 3 would be use reference tracks. So this is a super important thing. If you watched my last video, you'll be familiar with this song. Chilly in the south, I got the Carolina blues. When you tell me that I'm hot, I keep it humble like it's news. I remember how long it took me to actually mix this beat. So this is typically what a beat looks like for me. I've got all the things of a beat, and then I've got this one, which is the reference track. So it's worth going to YouTube, looking at some of the highest rated beats, as these ones are usually like the best sounding and also best mixed. And then you can literally just mix everything to them levels. So for example, so that one has a very loud clap, and I kind of like that. So all I did, so the clap was there, I just matched that up with my own. I started with a clap, and then I pulled the hi-hats in and sort of matched that. I went to university for music production. This was the only thing that was actually useful. So you just want to do some like A/B testing where you just mute it and then unmute it. And yeah, this is the best way of getting your mixes sounding like your favorite producers. The 4th one is going to be a very big one, which is going to be transitions. So the 3 transitions I use is going to be this one here. Shorty, like so I always put this on the end of like whenever a chorus finishes. So get yourself one of these swoosh transitions. Yeah, I'ma take advantage of my youth. Yeah, I'ma take advantage of my youth. So that sort of speaks for itself there. And everyone should just have a good riser. Like just something like that. That makes such a huge difference. So I'd say there my 2 main ones would be a swoosh transition and a riser. From there you can sort of like have a bit more fun with it. I like using these little click. That takes you from like a level 3 beat maker to like a level 8 pretty quick. So I think that is the main portion of the tips that I wanted to show you. And yeah, the last one is definitely the most important, and it is literally keeping consistent. So when I first started, my beats was sounding honestly awful. I thought I'd never be able to get placements with artists and things like that. I'm sure some of you that are watching are probably in the same spot where maybe your beats are just not really that good. I'm telling you, if you follow these tips and you literally just keep consistent, keep making like 1 or 2 beats a day if you can, over time you will become a lot better and you'll pick up on a lot of these little things yourself. And yeah, I think that is pretty much the video. If you're new here, follow me on Instagram, subscribe if you're new. We're trying to get 7,000 subscribers. We're almost there, so please help me. That's been it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.